Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today because we have some very exciting General Hospital news to talk about, and it's definitely worth the wait. You know, I've been watching General Hospital for a long time now, and I have to tell you, these writers sure know how to keep an old man like me hooked. Lately, I've been thinking a lot about how some folks in Port Charles just can't seem to catch a break, no matter how hard they try. Take Jacinda Bracken, for example. That young lady, played by Paige Herschel, looks like she might be getting ready to make another big change in her life, and honestly, I'm not one bit surprised. I remember feeling really glad when Michael Corinthos stepped in and helped her get that job working for Nina Reeves at Crimson Magazine. It felt like a real blessing, you know? After everything that poor girl has been through, she deserves something steady and respectable. Working at a fancy magazine sounded a whole lot better than the life she left behind. But the more I watch, the more I see that it's not all smooth sailing. Having Nina as your boss, well, that can be tough as nails on some days. Nina's got so much weighing on her heart right now, especially with all the troubles involving her daughter Willow. That kind of worry can make a person short-tempered and difficult to be around. I can already picture it, Nina coming into the office stressed out, snapping at little things, and poor Jacinda catching the worst of it. It breaks my heart a little because Jacinda's trying so hard to build a better life for herself. Sure, this job is cleaner and safer than what she used to do, but that doesn't mean it's where she belongs forever. Deep down, I think she's got bigger dreams and a restless heart that needs more than sitting behind a desk. I wouldn't be surprised at all if the writers start turning up the heat between Nina and Jacinda. Maybe a few heated moments, some honest words, and before you know it, Jacinda decides it's time to walk away and try something new. That girl has come so far already. She deserves work that makes her feel proud and fulfilled, not just tolerated. Life's too short to stay stuck in a place that doesn't feed your soul. I'm really rooting for her to find her true path, whatever that might be. And speaking of big changes, my heart's been heavy thinking about Kristina Corinthos Davis. She worked so hard to reopen Charlie's Pub, and from what I've seen, it's doing pretty well. That place has so much warmth and history. It's more than just a bar. It's like a second home for a lot of folks in Port Charles. Kristina must feel so proud seeing customers come back and business picking up again. But now she's got this wonderful opportunity to go to medical school clear across the country. I'm mighty proud of her for chasing that dream. It takes real courage to leave behind something you built and step into the unknown. Still, it leaves me wondering, who on earth is going to run Charlie's Pub once she packs her bags and heads off? That question has been on my mind quite a bit. The pub needs someone who understands its spirit, someone who cares about the people who walk through those doors. It would be a real shame to see it lose its heart. Maybe someone unexpected will step up, perhaps an old face coming back, or maybe even someone new who needs a fresh start, just like Jacinda did. Life in Port Charles is full of these surprises, isn't it? I tell you what, watching these stories unfold reminds me of real life. People are always changing jobs, chasing dreams, facing hard choices, and trying to find where they truly belong. That's what makes General Hospital feel so close to home. I can't wait to see what happens next with Jacinda and who ends up taking over at Charlie's. It's going to be interesting, that's for sure. You know, the more I watch General Hospital these days, the more I feel like things are starting to connect in such a beautiful way. I've got a strong feeling that Kristina Corinthos Davis is going to find out about the growing tension between Jacinda and Nina. That girl has such a big heart, and she's always been the type to look out for people who need a helping hand. Once she hears how tough it's getting for Jacinda at Crimson, I bet she'll want to step in and do something about it. Before she heads off to medical school across the country, I can just picture Kristina sitting down and suggesting something wonderful. What if Jacinda takes over Charlie's Pub? Now, that makes perfect sense to me. Michael would back this idea 100%. He was right there on the reopening night and saw with his own eyes how happy and alive Jacinda looked. She was smiling from ear to ear, even got up and sang a song that night. You could tell she felt right at home in that warm, friendly atmosphere. It was like she finally found a place where she could breathe easy. I think this could be the fresh start Jacinda really needs. Instead of staying at Crimson and dealing with Nina's stress and all that hidden hostility building up between them, she could step into something completely different. Running Charlie's Pub would let her be around people, have real conversations, and create a space that feels like family. Lord knows that poor girl has earned a chance to do something that makes her heart happy instead of just surviving day to day. And it would solve another big problem too. With Kristina leaving for medical school, someone needs to keep the doors of Charlie's Pub open. That place has too much history and soul to let it fade away. Putting Jacinda in charge feels like the right kind of solution. It helps Kristina leave with peace of mind and gives Jacinda a real opportunity to grow. Of course, I know Kristina's nervous about starting medical school. She's been open about how her past school record wasn't the best, and that kind of worry can weigh heavy on a person. But thank goodness she has Molly by her side. Molly has been encouraging her so much, believing in her little sister with all her heart. You can see how much that support means to Kristina. It's the kind of sisterly love that makes you feel warm inside. Watching all this unfold, I can't help but smile. It feels like the writers are setting up something really special, a chance for Jacinda to find her place, a way for Kristina to move forward on her dream, and a solution to keep Charlie's Pub alive and kicking. Life in Port Charles is never simple, but sometimes the best stories come when people help each other find a new path. I'm really looking forward to seeing how it all plays out. It's the kind of heartfelt storytelling that keeps me coming back every day. You know, I've been thinking about how these stories in General Hospital always manage to pull at your heartstrings. Kristina is definitely going to rise to the challenge and start this exciting new chapter in medical school, but first she's got some tough goodbyes to say. That's never easy, especially when you've built real connections with people. One of the hardest ones for her will be saying farewell to Jacinda. From what I've seen, Kristina has come to think of her as a true close friend. There's something warm and genuine between those two girls. I reckon the writers toyed with the idea of something romantic between Jacinda and Kristina for a while, but they never really went all the way with it. Now that Kristina's leaving town, it looks like they'll part as good friends instead. Still, I believe during that goodbye, Kristina will offer Jacinda the chance to run Charlie's Pub. Jacinda might just take that offer with both hands. After all the tension building up with Nina at Crimson, this could be the perfect escape she needs. Leaving that stressful environment and stepping into the lively, friendly world of Charlie's Pub feels like the right move for her. She already proved how much she loved the place on reopening night, smiling, singing, and looking so comfortable. I think she'll see this as a real fresh beginning, something that feeds her soul instead of draining it. Of course, Kristina still has to say goodbye to several other important people in her life before she goes. That's going to be full of emotion, I can tell you. But knowing her, she'll do it with grace and leave everyone with good memories. All in all, I'm really hopeful about how this is playing out. It looks like everything is falling into place. Jacinda gets a better path forward. Charlie's Pub stays alive and kicking with someone who truly cares about it. And Kristina can head off to chase her dream with a lighter heart. Life sure has a way of working things out when folks help each other. I tell you what, these kinds of storylines are why I've stuck with General Hospital for so many years. They remind me that change is scary, but can also bring wonderful new opportunities. I can't wait to see how Jacinda does running the pub and how Kristina handles her big adventure across the country. It's going to be a heartfelt ride, that's for sure. I'll be right here watching every episode, just like always.